Hello, my name is GregTech and welcome back to our GregTech New Horizons Season 2. I have just got our space elevator running. For the most part, it is paused right now. I'm still trying to decide how I want to go about like stocking the drill tips and stuff. I think it's like it crafts up 512 at a time and 1,000 at a time. Uh, so it seems alright-ish, but it definitely... Like, yeah, we have like 2,000 drill tips right now. I feel like could probably do that a bit better, I think. One of the problems is when I'm using the Mega Blast Furnace for something else, it can't smelt the stuff that it needs. So I could probably, do it in a separate multi-block or something. I don't know, over here. I don't know. I haven't really put much thought into it. It's not the end of the world if it turns off. It just stops running until it gets the... Oh, I was like, what's wrong with my blast furnace? But that's the smelter behind it. It doesn't really matter. It just turns off. It doesn't run until it gets the bits it needs again. So I have... You can see we're getting... Ooh, that was a good one. Infinity Catalyst, Cosmic Neutronium. That was a good one. These are the only things I'm not processing at the moment. Everything else we have getting processed. Sodalite, Lazurite, Fluorospar, Lepidib something. Rustler. That just reminds me, actually. That is good for lithium. There isn't a lithium... No. Some of them actually do have the singularities. So... There's some random ones you're like, why are you doing that? Namely, tricalcium phosphate I have being processed, and yeah, some of these. Yeah, those... Peridot and the Sapphire. Now that I'm thinking back, we don't have to craft up another one, but those two were definitely annoying. I remember that originally. I think I had to do... manually move the miner to get them. So I just have that kind of running and seeing all the ores we're getting. If we look, we're up to 900. That was just at 600,000 not that long ago. We're up to 900,000 cosmic neutronium. We're up to 1 million infinity catalysts, all sorts of stuff. I actually haven't seen any. We're up to we're up to 2 million diamonds. A lot of that is just from our diamond. Our bees, actually, most of that. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I never set diamonds. We not getting diamond ore. Right, interesting. It looks like diamond ore. And there is that sapphire and... Gotta find one for the other things. That actually doesn't work with the mining drone that we have. Interesting, and it's different stuff. Alright, so we can kind of see, as I'm doing this stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, so we gotta do... Where's diamond? Didn't I click on diamond? There's emerald ore also. There it is. Yeah, that is maybe something to think about. So I'd probably do this mining drone. I don't really know what the... Oh, the size is bigger. Okay, I didn't really notice that, actually, in the other ones. So you're probably going to get a bit more with the better dining ones. But it's just going to, take me some time to figure out which ones I want. Because, I mean, diamonds aren't really a big problem at this moment, but it's probably something to think about. With that, I am also gonna move some of the stuff around back here. You may notice some of the drives are missing. I'm kind of just cleaning up a little bit. Not a lot, but these are all like my fluid drives. Just kind of getting a bit more organized, and I am... Whoa, we got something going on here. Anytime a red cell pops up, I'm like, there is a item that is not going where it needs to be. And stone dust. Where are we getting that from? Oh! We're probably getting this from... We're getting this because, yeah, all these things are like the diamond ore. If that went through the thing, we would get... because it's the end stone version, we would get end stone dust. Interesting. I don't know if we need end stone dust anymore. We used to. Way back in the day. We're not going to need that anymore. You know what? We'll throw it on here. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm just storing everything, even if I don't really need it. Kind of storing everything. But not quite everything. Like I said, Grossular ore and stuff, I'm not entirely sure. We need that. So, yeah, I am just kind of dumping everything in here. So, in case you were wondering why infinity chests are so great, that is the reason. I mean, how many millions of items do we have in this chest? And it's not even half full yet with the number of items. And it's not even close to 2 billion. I mean, 2 billion is the biggest that it can fit. And we're only up to 70 million at this point. So, yeah, infinity chests, pretty awesome. Oh, and here's another one that just popped up. Something must not be going to the right place, and we can just see. There's usually like a big one. Yeah, that's pretty normal for that. Oh, pyrotheum. There it is. I never dealt with pyrotheum. That has 177,000. We want that in a thing. Didn't I? I didn't put that on there? Apparently not. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm doing. This is, you know, is taking a decent amount of time and effort sorting this out. But, I don't know, it's kind of fun to be honest. Oh, look, we got 1.8 million. So yeah, that is why our drives are filling up. So, what I'm also going to do as I'm doing this is I'm going to go through each drive as well and clear out stuff that I don't need. Things that are taking up, like, this is 62 types. I'm sure there's stuff in here that we'll never use ever again, kind of thing. Ender fragments, never going to use that. Blue topaz. That hot coolant drops. Where are those in there? Oh, I have hot coolant. Oh, we're probably getting this from a bee. Yep, energy comb. I didn't even think about that. So, as you can see, I am doing spring cleaning today. This is going to take me a while. I am a few days ahead of schedule. I think I'm like 5 days ahead of schedule. So I actually have a long time. So we're probably going to do some pretty big jumps in this episode. Alright, this is only a few minutes later, but I just kind of wanted to show this. I thought it was pretty funny. You can see... Oh, no, it's not doing it. It was like... It was filling up... Oh, there it goes. Oh, there we go. There is lanthanum, it just did. Alright, yeah, so, as we can see, the way I have this set up, that's what I wanted to show. Sometimes, this fills up. Oh, there we go, tricalcium. So, that is probably not placing all the tricalcium into... Nope, it's not. Alright, I was like... How is that happening? Alright, so I need to turn that off. I need to deal with that. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. This is going too quick for my infinity chest. That is hilarious. I have sped this up, by the way. Most of them are in this one. So I have added two. The multi-amp patches actually don't work on that multi. I do kind of wish it was a bit more... consistent. Like, you never really know if you can do multi-amp patches on the thing or not. Right. So yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with that. This is obviously just not a big enough buffer. How many is this? 4, 8, 12. I think it's 12 by 9, isn't it? Yeah. What is that? 12 by 9 is... Oh, here we go with the math. 100 and something? 101? 108? 108. Yeah, that's... I was curious if like a super bus isn't going to work. What am I talking about? Do the compressed chest. I'm just trying to think of like how we get this. The problem is this dang thing. You know what? Actually, I'd probably just do a compressed chest. I don't know if it'd fill that up completely though either. A big issue is having multiple storage buses on the infinity chest screws up what AE thinks it has. That is the biggest problem. Alright, I'm going to switch that out for a compressed chest. We can craft them up, might as well. And we'll see if that fixes it for the most part. So I think I got it fast enough. I did... Oh, it did max it out there. Yep, so that tells me it's probably... That looked like ore samarium or whatever. Or samarium concentrate. Samarium ore concentrate. Yep, I got... Yeah, not all of it's going in there. Dang it. I don't really know how I'm gonna deal with that bigger than... What to do, what to do. I was like, we have all these spaces. It's pointless to be like, oh, we can't use that. I wonder if this into like a subnet would be better. Again, though, I don't know how we would get it in. I mean, if we did a chest... But that only has 65 or 63 types. I guess maybe. Actually, yeah. Maybe that's what we'll try. Maybe I'll try to do that, and then we'll put that on a subnet. I don't know why I went under here. I just want to turn that off. We have lots of storage over here for the space elevator can run. Look at all that. It hasn't even... It's only been like 10 minutes, I think, and this is how much we've gotten from this thing. It is so crazy. I love it. Fun though. 71,000 indium, 61,000 infinity catalyst. I do have most of it going on just the one, so if we wanted to, we could spread it out more, but I kind of have one for each. But maybe that's not what I want to do. I don't know. It's not that important. The speed of... If it backs up a little bit, that's fine. I gotta deal with this, though. Because this is... Yeah, this isn't gonna work if it's not all going in the place it's supposed to be going. Although, I'm pretty sure I didn't do that, but... There's a couple in there. I actually didn't. Pretty sure molybdenum was in there. Okay, I keep getting distracted. So we are back. Now I have gone ahead and simplified this. I don't know why I was like, I need to put this in a chest to insert it into a chest. I don't know what I was thinking. I can just have multiple storage buses on the one infinity chest. In fact, we can have 5 total, and then the 1 extract if I want to do it that way. So I have 2 set to insert only, and then I have the 1 that is extract only to avoid the A system seeing double. And I'm just kind of sorting everything out, adding things, clearing out drives, and getting rid of stuff that we don't really need anymore. And just kind of doing a little bit of cleaning up of our A system. Getting rid of a lot of these seeds because we don't really need them, to be honest. All this stuff, never used them. They've just sat in our A system. Stone lily, cactus, all that stuff. We can just get all this stuff from bees now. Brick ashes, why aren't those being? I thought those were being. I haven't really fixed this either. This is my like delete, and it's just so like it looks crazy. I can definitely clean it up. Put in there. All those seeds, yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a couple here and there that I need, but I'll just turn those, put them on data orbs. Save that, but yeah, so that is what I've done. A couple other little improvements around the base. Just, you know, I've kind of cleaned this little thing up. Our base elevator, so now all the water goes into the distilled water and then out. So the thing that toggles it on and off is on the super tank, as opposed to the way I was doing it before. Much cleaner looking and easier. Just a little minor thing. It didn't really matter if it was running permanently, but it was just kind of wasting power. If we don't need to waste power, wasn't any point to doing that. Also, kind of cleaned up a few things around our platinum line. I improved this process, this potassium. I was doing it in a small chemical reactor, which was fine. You get 11, and it's a very quick recipe. So that wasn't a bottleneck. The problem was sometimes both of them, the inputs would end up with like both sulfur, and it would get stuck, and then everything else would turn off. So I just decided, let's just do it this way. Stocking input bus, it's not going to get clogged up, and it's just toggle it on and off with there. So that stuff's all running. All right. I haven't upgraded this. As you can see, that's down to 4 ticks. So I could upgrade it to like ZPM, but it's not going to get any faster than 1 tick. So I'm not super concerned about it at this moment. We have a bunch of iridium dioxide going through. We're up to 309,000 iridium. I know, like, in 50 episodes, 300,000 is going to be, like, laughable. But, yeah, it's just ticking along. Also kind of improved our lubricant production as we were going through it with our ore processing. I did switch over to heavy oil to produce it, and we will actually be able to get heavy oil from our space elevator when we run out. So this is actually pumping it from the overworld. That has been there for a very long time, but we don't use oil really. This is just sitting there. None of this stuff is getting used anymore. So yeah. Also, I am starting to wonder if we really need some of this stuff anymore. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to leave it for now. I don't want to break it down. A lot of work went into building these process chains, but the main reason for Bastonite was for holium. And now we are getting holium from holmium. Now we're getting it directly from our space elevator. So yeah, I think it was that, wasn't it? That's what we did set up the whole line for, the Bastonite line. I think it was this, wasn't it? I remember. Yeah, there's the Bastonite. So yeah, I'm like, there might be a couple things that we get from this now. Why is that turned off? Something's obviously we were out of something. It's probably when I was messing with Oh, that is... We're missing one. There's two things that need to go in there, probably. That top one we're missing. I don't know where it's coming from. Anyway, I'm not worried about this. We don't need this stuff at the moment. It's not running. I'm not worried about it. Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out where do we want to go from here? And there's so many different things I need to do. I'm actually going to make a little to-do list. One, we need to get Radox. That is one thing we need to do. Radox. I want to upgrade the component assembly line. So EOAL UHV, I think we're going to go up to. Need to get that done. Compact fusion reactor I want to do. That is its own kind of craziness. A nano forge I want to get. And I want to upgrade our lasers. Probably UHV, maybe ZPM. I haven't really decided which one I want to do. ZPM might be cheaper. Well, I know it's going to be cheaper. But once you start getting into these big numbers, like 65 million or 65,000 amps, you are voiding quite a large amount of power. And I know it doesn't really matter when you're producing hundreds of million. Does it really matter if you're voiding 65,000? It does add up, I believe. So if I send it from one laser to another laser, like down the line, I think we would be voiding, like if this was 65,000, we would void 65,000 there, and then we would void 65,000 per tick there, and then we would void 65,000 per tick per there, and yeah, I don't quite know the mechanics, but I did see somewhere that it was like 1 EU per tick gets voided per amp. So I don't know, just something to think about. Yeah, so that's kind of like the 4 or 5 big things I want to do, and these are where I start. I have no idea. This is not as scary anymore. It was pretty scary at first, but it's not as scary anymore now that we have 1.2 million cosmic neutronium. So, yeah, I guess let me start. I'm just like, should we do this first? Or should we upgrade our power and upgrade our by the way, if you do F3A, it fixes those. If you do... Should we upgrade the lasers first and then our megas? And that would get that quick. I don't know. I think I do want to go towards this, but this isn't... this is pretty decently expensive. We need 43 to upgrade that. So, yeah, we're going to have to figure out bismuth, samarium, silicon. These things I just don't store enough. That needs a recipe. But there's definitely a couple other things we're going to have to... Ooh, we're getting low on helium plasma. That is something to think about. Ah, so many things. So, I think what we're going to do maybe next is go for Radox. And I finally figured out kind of how we're supposed to do that. But there is it's quite involved doing that. So I do have some of these quests to do. And that unlocks the Radox part over here. But that's a bit much for this episode. I think that's going to be like its own big kind of thing to do. I have decided I want to finally sort this out, because as I was crafting up another space mining thing, I think we should have it actually. Yeah, it's crafted up another mining module. And I'm going to use this for lower, not lower tier, but like different ores, because we're definitely not getting everything we want out of the other one. So I think I'm going to do this for like copper and iron and lead. Like, we're not getting any of that from the other miner. A lot of this stuff we are, but there are definitely some things we are missing. Aluminum and stuff like that. So I'm going to set that up, and I'll have to figure out what distance. I was thinking 50. I think that gets most of the stuff we want. I think that's why I decided 50, so we can get silicon and graphite and that stuff. We also get thaumium and void dust. So that is pretty cool. But anyway, that is that. I'm going to get that set up and we'll figure that out. But as I was crafting this up, because it requires so many UHV components, these are pretty slow, to be honest. It's 128 seconds. We are a bit faster than that in the precise assembler, but it is a slow... It is a slow recipe. So I want to get this done, and I've been meaning to do this for a very long time. I'm going to break this down and redo it. And I'm actually going to redo all the recipes to split up where they go. Because there's so many recipes. I mean, not so many, but there are definitely like some that get... There's conflicts and all stuff like that, and I'm thinking a lot of this I'm going to switch to dual recipes. I'm thinking I might not do everything, but I'm thinking instead of having patches like this that just keep stuff in stock, I may just switch all the recipes over. That's quite a bit of work for me. But I think I might do that. And I have to figure out how we are going to pump in the things. I may set it up with buffers, I think. And then we'll just pump out the fluids all going into a quad, maybe. And then the items go into the correct number. We might have like... I actually don't know. As I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know how I want to do this. I think we will... I think I am going to do that. I have set up another area over here. And eventually, I'm going to get this upgraded to lasers. Now, I do think the precise assembler is gated. So the superconductor wires, and I haven't tested this because I don't have an easy way to get lasers into the one in the base, in the main base. But I do think these are gated by the laser hatch. So this is a UHV recipe. I think this actually needs to be a UHV like target hatch, I think. We ran into that elsewhere. I don't remember which other multi-block. One of the multi-blocks it was gated, wasn't it? Oh, the assembly line, that's right. So the assembly line recipes are, you have to have the correct laser target hatch. So if we want UHV, that's 536 million EU per tick. There's no way my laser network can handle that right now. So I guess what I'm saying is we're going to switch this and we're going to do a multi-amp energy hatch. So this is a 16 amp energy hatch. These multi-amp hatches do work on the precision assembly line. So I'm going to start breaking this down. I do have to make sure I have everything that I need. I don't think there's anything. We're basically just going to redo recipes and then move them over here, I think. And then we'll kind of see how we go from there. So I have gotten this thing moved over. And boy, this has taken me quite some time to get sorted. I have, before we look at that, I have pulled out a whole bunch of more recipes. So we got molecular assembler recipes in here. We got some of the assembler recipes that I pulled out. A lot of things I'm like, I don't think we're going to need these anymore, but maybe we will. So I just chucked them in here. A lot of the apiary stuff that we don't need, lower tier energy hatches and stuff like that. These cores, bee stuff that we don't really do anymore. Frames, as you can see. Cometron, we might need that. Comet, Cyclotron. But we don't need that right now, so there's no point in dealing with that. And I basically just... I pulled everything over and just threw the... I didn't even have it in order. Before I used to have it like in order. I'm like, this is kind of silly. Just put them down, get them in. It doesn't matter where the actual number goes. And I've just kind of thrown them all in there. And then the ones that I had extra for, I threw on super buffers. But I don't think I'm going to keep this. I just had this basically... I wanted to get all the recipes pulled over first. And I wanted to go through them all and just kind of double check everything. Most of the stuff we do use. I was going to pull some of the lower input hatches and stuff up, but I just ended up leaving them. So yeah, so that is all of those. I don't know if we need that, but I'm not going to worry about it. And yeah, so I just want to get those pulled over, and then I will worry about what we're going to do with the ones that require a fluid and an item. So I'm thinking I'm probably, instead of doing the super buffer for the ones that we actually have, and then I have them all separated by what thing they use. As you can see, all the coils all go under 3. That's actually a pretty easy one to get going, because they're all exactly the same, so it's not too confusing. I gotta remember where all the things goes. I'm probably going to... That's 0. Yeah, that was 0. I think what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna leave a few open, I think. Like a few... Do I have a 3, or did I not even do a 3 yet? Oh, there's the 3. Alright. So, I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to have them over here, because like this is in the way a bit. Maybe we'll move that. And like I said, this is... I'm just kind of seeing what I like, what I don't like. Usually I kind of like... I like it kind of super organized. Oh, I thought for a second those were turned off. Just because I opened the thing. Now I think I'm going to do a buffer. Probably even do... big buffer. I'm going to do that so it clears the name from it. And then I think I'm going to do it here. I'm going to kind of do similar to other... Yeah, like similar to other times I have done a dual thing with a buffer. I don't know if there is... I did debate about doing a subnet, but I'm like, I don't know about that. Now basically before we had them all split up, but now I'm going to use dual assemblers and put them all together. You sort of want to try to keep some of this stuff together. Just as it looks a little bit cleaner and it's easier to find stuff. Alright, and then I'll do the same. Like I said, I'm probably going to switch these buffers out. I just wanted to get them down. And... because running back and forth was a bit of a pain. So we'll do that. And I may try with GregTech pipes. To be honest, it's probably not the smartest of ideas, but I don't know. I just love GregTech pipes. I think they're fun. So what I may try to do, and like I said, this might be insane. Like we'll pump these outside. And then I will have like if I replace this with a buffer, I'll just join it to this kind of thing. Now we're going to have it all the pipes going only one direction. So there's only one direction that things can go. And this is a quad input hatch. We kind of had this before, only we were just inputting it into two buffers, but now I might have multiple buffers. The reason I'm doing this is so the items only go in the correct input bus. And some of them I may even upgrade to super buses, but I can't craft those up right now because my assembly line or my precise assembler isn't, like none of this stuff is hooked up, and I need these hooked up before I can start crafting up super buses. And then I need 2 pattern. Just trying to keep my inventory nice and clean. I don't get too confused. Alright. And then... it kind of annoys me. They're out of order. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. It'll be fine. I know I'm gonna, like, fix it. And I'm like, I already want to put it in order. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about that too much. But I think it's something like that. Anyway, yeah, so that should be okay, and then the items will go up, and then the fluids will go out there into that quad input hatch. Now, stuff in theory could possibly get clogged up. Notice we don't really ever need... There's very rarely that we actually need something faster than IV pumps and conveyors. Sometimes you do, but it's quite rare. Now, something... It could possibly get clogged up. For example... Should craft up more of these. If... like it outputs, I guess if one of these hatches fills up, it could clog the pipes, but I have UV input hatches. They have, forget, I don't remember what the 512,000. I've never had issues with that, even when we were doing multiple crafts when it was in there. So even though we're splitting this up a bit, I think we should be fine. But if we do have some issues, maybe I'll split up into another quad input hatch. I was just seeing if we could get it all going in to one. But yeah, that is kind of where we are at. Majority of the stuff is a 0. I may even just do another second 0, because there is tons of those. Problem is, I can't craft anything up really right now because none of this stuff is hooked up to my system. A lot of the stuff is assembler recipes. Instead of putting it on there. Just because that one's full, that one's full, that one's almost full. And then I have all these all these are zeros. So, yeah, I may do that. Maybe I'll do it over here or something like that. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Next episode, I want to get into Radox. We'll get started with that. That's going to be a journey for sure. We're going to have to start here. We'll do this quest line, and then we will do the other one. But anyway, that's going to be for today. So thanks for watching, and have a good one.